I love rallying. It is my favorite sport out there and I have more than 300 hours in EA Sports WRC. But today I wanted to try out a free rally game called RichardBurns Rally. It is a 20-year-old game that is still kept up by the modders. They create new content and apply source changes regularly, so no, it isn't a dead game. Overall, the current state of the content is huge. You can literally drive almost every country with a huge variety of cars, and you can import your own livery to any car that is available. From multiple content creators, I've heard that this game has one of the best physics on the market, so I wanted to try it out by myself and tell you guys my first impression. And here's how my first stage went. So, after finally changing my settings in-game and settings on my force feedback for about an hour, I finally booted up the game and started my first stage. The first impression that this game took on me is the variety of stages. You can literally drive on almost any location that isn't in the current WRC calendar. For example, if you want to drive in the USA, you can do it. If you want to tackle through the African stages, you can go to Kenya, for example. And that's a big plus for a free game, that you don't have to pay almost anything. You can donate to these creators that create these detailed stages, but you don't have to pay anything to just play the game. And that's a big plus for me. This game is free. You only need about 100 gigabytes of space to run it fully, but it is great. It is just great. Also, you have different surfaces. As I mentioned, you have gravel, you have sand, you have tarmac. Also, you can change your weather. It can be snowy, it can be rainy, it can be cloudy. Here I set the stage on very cloudy and a little fog, and as you can see, my visibility immediately lowers. And even in RBR, you can have stages that in the snow. For example, in EA Sports WRC, the only location that has snow is Sweden. But here you can have different locations. I think Norway too. In EA Sports there is Norway too, but here you can have these stages in the snow. And of course, drive on them however you want and whatever you want. Another thing that I want to discuss, the second thing that impressed me really, is the variety of cars. I really like to test out many cars to just maybe apply some technique on them. For example, in a rear-wheel drive car, you need to more control the throttle and be more careful about your rear. And you can have a car from the Group B category to 220 era cars, and I mean, they are great. Maybe the sounds are a bit sometimes clunky and don't match the car, but they feel more realistic if you are standing on the side of the road, for example. Also, what I noticed that you can tune every car however you want. I think this system of tuning is more advanced than in EA Sports WRC, and it is, I think, similar to tuning of iRacing. I haven't really dived into this topic much, but I want to mention that you can tune your car however you want. You can create these tunings for particular stages, for example. Also, in RBR you can import your own liveries that you can create on some Photoshop, Pixlr, or even Paint. And you can import some photos, for example, of animals, I don't know, cats, dogs, and you can import them on the car and just import it on the game and drive with it. And if you have even some sponsors that you have copyright with, or that you can use it on the car, you can. Also, you can create team liveries for your teammates to just represent your team while they're live on YouTube, for example. And that's a good option for RBR. I really like this because in EA Sports WRC you can't legally import it, I think, because there is a livery editor inside. I mean, you can import it because I saw people mod the current 2024 liveries before the 2024 DLC that is paid, that you need to pay for. but I really like this idea that you can create however you want. So now to the cars. The first thing that I really like about the driving is that you can customize your camera however you want. If you want, for example, if you have camera bonnet set on, you can literally change your camera angle, change your camera POV, change your camera to the right more, to just be on the fender. You can do it and you can drive with it. And it's pretty simple. You just need a few clicks of the mouse, then you change the settings on the X, Y and Z, and you can do it by saving it, and you don't need much time to change it. There is just few clicks and your camera may change to however you like it. Another thing that is replay settings. I didn't much dive into the replay setting same as tuning system, but what I need to say that I really like the replay system. You can set your camera wherever you want. I don't know, if you want to set it where the spectators usually watch the rally, you can do it. There is no actually limitations with it. And also recently, I don't know if it's 6 months on the run or 1 year, they've created RBR's director's cut that already gives you many already templates for recording your rally view. And it's pretty simple. The controls are pretty simple. You can also do some photos with it, and the templates are really good, I need to say. They are set perfectly for the stages, but not, I think, I don't know if it's true, but this stage actually allows you to use director's cut, RBR director's cut, but I do not know, I don't have information if all of the rest of the stages really allow you to use director's cut. I need to test it out maybe in some future. Now, the most and the last thing that I really want to discuss is the physics. And now, I don't have much experience on the physics. I've only driven on the 2 stages recently when I wasn't playing the game for 1 year. Yes, I've tested this game 1 year, but now I want to test it more seriously to maybe learn the skills more and be more advanced in driving. Maybe these skills will help me in the future life, maybe to become a rally car driver or even a race car driver, so I do not know. But I need to say that these physics feel realistic, and I need to say that it is difficult for me to drive, especially on gravel, which I'm gonna say later, but on tarmac still. It is for me different from the EA Sports WRC even, because in EA Sports WRC sometimes you can almost drift on the every corner and you will have a better exit than driving normally. So here the tarmac physics will punish you more if you make a mistake, because you probably will just get out of the road and crash to the tree. Now, my opinion, the tarmac physics, I really like them. They are more realistic than EA Sports WRC, and I'm more used to the physics now than other time. And as I said, the tarmac physics may be somewhat same, but in EA Sports WRC they are more arcadish, as I would say. Now, I decided to tackle one gravel stage, and oh my god, the difference with the gravel settings between RBR and EA Sports WRC are huge. In EA Sports WRC, your wheel feels very tough, but your car can literally drive drifting from corner to corner, and it is easier there than here. The first thing that I have skill issue on the gravel and on a tarmac many times is the braking. I don't have any braking kit, so that means I do not know if the pressure that I'm putting into the brakes will be maximum, or I can brake even more, I can put even more pressure before locking up. So this is hard for me, and I mean the gravel stages will be very difficult for me to learn, but maybe after some time of driving it, I will improve. Also, I need to say that the damage model of the RBR is pretty realistic. You can change it however you want. If you want arcadish, if you want to turn it off, if you want from beam engine drive or full, you can change it however you want on your how you've decided. And the damage model is punishable very for you. If you have set it on fully or beam engine drive, if you crash, you can literally destroy your car with a small touch on the front in the tree. So you need to be more careful than in EA Sports WRC or even in Dirt Rally 2.0, because your car will be damaged faster and even harder than in these games. So, in my opinion, the gravel stages feel more realistic than EA Sports WRC, and it is my personal opinion, of course, but I really like the RBR gravel stages. So, this was my first impression, my first opinion after less than 5 hours of playing this game. But the impressions are good. I'm really impressed about the content, I'm really impressed about the cars. The sounds are quite good, the driving technique, I need to learn it more. I need to get used to the physics that this game has, but I am keen to learn them. And I can totally agree that this game is 100% worth playing. So yeah, I think that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments, and see you guys next time.